Hi there, Zella Star with your Key Races and Bets podcast for Saturday, June 28th, 2025. This Key Races and Bets podcast is brought to you by Amwager.com, AMWAGER, a legal online U.S. based horse racing wagering website with many great tools and perks. Amwager.com is legal for Aurora residents of most states and covers most tracks in North America as well as many around the world. Check it out, Amwager.com. We're going to start with the Tail of the Cat Stakes on Saturday, June 28th. This is race 8 at Monmouth, 4:30 Eastern. The win contender and the only win contender is Tom's Magic, who appears to be the one to beat by far in this field, especially drawing the rail because he led from just after the start on December 22nd of last year from the three-post when breaking his maiden and turf route, the second start of his career, and he won from just off the pace in March when winning the nearly identical Black Gold Stakes from the two-post. Getting the eight-post in the Transylvania Stakes after that in April, Tom's Magic was wide throughout and ran out of gas after moving up too early, a race which can be ignored insofar as his effort is concerned, but a race which has turned out to be a key race because the eighth place finisher won a stakes at Belmont, the fourth finisher won a stakes at Pimlico, and the winner finished second in the Grade 1 American Stakes on Derby weekend. The 95 Equibase speed figure from Tom's Magic's win in the Black Gold Trounce disease if repeated. In the 8th at Monmouth on Saturday, June 28th, 4:30 Eastern, Tom's Magic should be considered for a win bet, probably a low odds overlay at 9-5 or more. For the exacta, we'll play Tom's Magic over Golden Channel, Uncatalyzed, and Soleil Volant. Moving on to a couple of really nice turf races at Woodbine, the Highlander Stakes, race 8, 5:06 Eastern, Saturday, June 28th. The top win contender is Play Me a Tune. The other win contenders are Patches O'Houlihan, My Boy Prince, and Ms. Tart. There are some great stakes races at Woodbine, and this is one of them, a Grade 2 stakes with a nice field and a very possible overlay, maybe a low odds overlay on Play Me a Tune, who opens at 9-2 odds. It should be 2-1 in my opinion. Play Me a Tune has run 7 times, but only 5 races count. When assessing his chances today, we ignore his one try on conventional dirt last December, and we ignore his one try around 2 turns. So we're left with a record of 4 wins and 1 runner-up finish in 5 races, including a win and a neck loss in stakes. Last seen winning the Forgo Stakes in February, Play Me a Tune put in a very strong second best of 52 workout for 5 furlongs last week for the Red Hot Carroll Barn, 10 for 39, 26% at the Woodbine meet to date. The 109, 103, and 105 Equibase speed figures from Play Me a Tune's last 3 similar races are all top-notch. He has the right style to lay off the heels of early pace setter Patches O'Houlihan, and It's Time to Shine, perhaps Old Chestnut, Iger Skyline, My Boy Prince as well, pressing him, enabling Play Me a Tune to get up to win. Patches O'Houlihan opens at 6-5 because he's won 12 of 15, but 10 of those came on all weather. Although he's 2 for 3 on turf, he's not a standout on grass as he would be on all weather. Patches O'Houlihan won the identical Neartic Stakes last October before getting nailed in the Kennedy Road in the late stages to end his 2024 campaign, which may be the case here as well. He won his comeback when leading from start to finish, but there are at least 3, possibly 4 others, as mentioned when talking about Patches O'Houlihan, in this race with early speed, who may take away Patches O'Houlihan's edge by pressing him. Nevertheless, the 107 figure he earned in the Neartic is good enough to win if repeated, but not a standout figure by any means, and at such low odds, I'll use him in exacta tickets, but can't possibly bet him to win. My Boy Prince drops in class after a bang-up second in the Grade 1 Jaipur 3 weeks ago in New York. He won a non-graded stakes at this 6-furlong grass trip before that after stalking in second for the first quarter mile, then taking over, and he's won from as far back as third. His best efforts earned 105 to 107 figures on par with the other top contenders in here. However, from the rail, My Boy Prince may be forced to use his early speed, and if that results in him hooking up with Patches O'Houlihan, he could be vulnerable to being passed late. Just the same, the fact that My Boy Prince has finished first or second 11 of 16 suggests he must be used on exacta tickets as well, but his opening odds of 5-2 are too low for a win bet. Ms. Tart is also entered in race 10, the Nassau Stakes, at 1 mile against fillies, but if she runs here, she should be respected. She gets a little break of the weights as a filly against males, and she opens at 20-1. Ms. Tart won the Grade 3 Royal North Stakes at the similar distance on grass on this course May 31st at 71, and she won 2 of 3 prior to that. Ms. Tart shipped back down to trainer Rice's base in Pennsylvania after winning the Royal North and ships back up. There's no reason to think the 105 figure earned in that race can't be repeated and would make her a contender. In the Highlander Stakes, race 8 at Woodbine, 5:06 Eastern on Saturday the 28th. Play Me a Tune can be bet at odds as low as 9-5 and appears to be a strong low odds overlay. I might consider a small bet on Ms. Tart if she runs, considering her 21 starting odds. For Exactas, I want to Play Me a Tune over Patches O'Houlihan, My Boy Prince, and Ms. Tart. Then I want to box Play Me a Tune and Patches O'Houlihan. Play Exacta box of Play Me a Tune and My Boy Prince. Play Exacta box of Play Me a Tune and Ms. Tart. Moving on to the aforementioned Nassau Stakes, another great turf race on the card on Saturday at Woodbine. Race 10, 6:11 Eastern on the 28th of June. The top win contender is Sweet Rebecca. Other horses to consider as win contenders and some at prices are Corval d'Oro and Ready to Jam, who are an uncoupled entry from the Cassie Barn, Ms. Tart, and Caitlin Her Greatness. Sweet Rebecca ships from Chad Brown's New York base to Woodbine, in spite of the fact there will be multiple opportunities for the filly to run in just a week or two at Saratoga, which is a big sign of intent by one of North America's top trainers. Dylan Davis takes off an entire day in New York to accompany this filly, who won a stakes race last April 2024 and in only the second start of her career. Rested from July to April of this year, Sweet Rebecca returned with a win at a mile without a prep as if she'd never been off, opening up by a length and a half and holding on by a neck. She's going to be a lot stronger in her second start off the layoff and should win again. However, you must note some prices here. Trainer Mark Cassie has a pair in this race of Corval d'Oro and Ready to Jam, who, because they open at odds of 15-1 and 20-1 respectively, can't be ignored. Corval d'Oro has finished first or second half for 12 turf races, including the Grade 3 Celine Stakes last June around 2 turns, won on all weather. She won a one-turn turf race before that, and these one-turn mile races on the EP course at Woodbine, EP Taylor course at Woodbine, are also one-turn races. Corval d'Oro won at a mile on the inner turf around 2 turns when last seen in May, with Husbands aboard as today, and Husbands has been in the saddle 3 times on Corval d'Oro, accounting for 2 wins in the second, which are more reasons to think she can complete the exact or possibly post the upset. Ready to Jam nearly won the Royal North 4 weeks ago at 12-1, making the lead with an eighth to go and beating a half length on the wire. Ready to Jam had returned from 7 months off prior to that and finished third. She should improve again nicely in her third start off the layoff, and her 104 last race Echo Base speed figure is rock solid as well. And as stated previously, the sprint she ran in over the course last month was 1 turn, the same as this mile. Ms. Tart won the Royal North at 70-1, and as mentioned in the analysis, the Highlander is also entered in that race against males. If she opts for this race against her own gender, she has a big shot, as the 105 figure earned in the Royal North appears to be legit. She has won 3 of 5 since Rice claimed her in January, and just before the Royal North, Ms. Tart ships up from Pennsylvania with a rock-solid half-mile drill to show she's still in excellent form. Caitlin Her Greatness starts at 2-1 as the favorite, and that is the reason so many of the others may be overlays, because in spite of her 4-12 record and the fact she just won the Grade 3 Bell Mahone Stakes 4 weeks ago, Caitlin Greatness is a contender but no standout. She won an allowance race on the inner turf at Woodbine last summer, which is 2 turns, and finished third in the Grade 1 Queen Elizabeth Stakes at Keeneland last fall and only try on grass, but that was against 3-year-olds only. The 104 figure Caitlin Greatness earned in that race was equal to winning the Bell Mahone, but it's really no better than the 105 and 104 figures Ms. Tart and Ready to Jam earned on the same day Caitlin Greatness ran in last month when in the Royal North running first and second. Caitlin Greatness can win but doesn't have to. In the Nassau Stakes, race 10 Woodbine, 6:11 Eastern, Saturday, June 28th. First, Sweet Rebecca should be considered for win bet at 5-2 or more for sure. Corval d'Oro, Ready to Jam, Ms. Tart should be considered for win bets at 4-1 or more, and this is an opportunity to bet more than one horse for sure if Caitlin Greatness is suspect, as I think she is. In races in which we are likely to bet more than one horse to win, and we should in this case, considering Caitlin Greatness is no standout, the best way to do this is to use a Dutching tool, which prorates our wagers for the best mathematical edge. There's a free Dutching tool at amwager.com where all you have to do is enter the total amount of money you want to bet to win, and then select 2 or 3 horses, and all the math is done for you. That's just one of many tools and perks for racing fans at amwager.com. For the exactas, I want to play Sweet Rebecca over Corval d'Oro, Ready to Jam, Ms. Tart, and Caitlin Greatness. Then I want to play the opposite of that in case Sweet Rebecca comes in second, because we do have prices on 3 of the 4, which is Creval d'Oro, Ready to Jam, Ms. Tart, and Caitlin and Her Greatness over Sweet Rebecca. Then I want to play exacta boxes, taking advantage of the prices here. I want to box Sweet Rebecca, Creval d'Oro, Ready to Jam, Ms. Tart, 3 long shots, and Sweet Rebecca. And then I want to box Creval d'Oro, Ready to Jam, Miss Part, and Caitlin Her Greatness, because again, you've got 3 long shots and a low odds horse. We're going to avoid the exacta boxes between the 2 favorites, Sweet Rebecca and Caitlin Her Greatness. Don't forget, you can get the written version of this Key Races and Bets podcast, which is the aptly named Key Races Bet blog. All the same analysis in writing, and it's free at amwager.com with no login required. Go to amwager.com, AMWAGER. Click on How to Bet Nello Star's blog. While you're there, if you're not a member, sign up. It's legal for residents of most states in the U.S. and covers most tracks around the world, including all the races on today's Key Races and Bets podcast and blog. I'll be betting there all weekend. I hope you will as well. Thanks for listening, and we'll talk to you next week.